Hello. Can you hear me? Is this thing on? Okay, we're just going to assume that this is going to work. We're live. We're on air. Today we're going to talk about radio protocol. We're going to talk about things that we do and don't do over the airwaves. We're going to talk about client personal information. We're going to talk about asking dispatch for a landline. There will be talk about traffic updates, accident and incidents, and then we're going to end with the 5 C's of radio communication. So, welcome aboard and buckle up as we dive into radio protocol. Let's talk about client personal information. Do not send out any of the following over the radio: a client's full name and or their full address. Creepy Carl does not need this information on Thelma Saucy Gardner. Do not give out gate codes, and this goes for the driver or dispatch. Dispatch can send the code to the driver via the tablet. Or there's always time for a landline. A client's name and doctor's office and or medical procedure. This is a HIPAA violation and heavily frowned upon. Client's name, address, and if they're out of town. Creepy Carl doesn't need to know that Thelma Saucy Gardner is going to be out of town for the next 3 days visiting her grandkids. Maybe a client is having an issue on the bus. These are all reasons to use a landline. Do not, under any circumstance, give out a client's personal information over the radio. Speaking of landlines, you will use a landline to call dispatch if a client has passed away, client is in the hospital, or a client is sick. You can always cancel the client and update dispatch at a later time. Use a landline. It is your friend. Traffic updates. Keep it brief. For example, accident south on US 1 near Old Moultrie Road. Slow or stop traffic east on King Street and Ponce de Leon Boulevard. Please do not use personal information or make the conversation lengthy. A bad example would be, hey dispatch, it is number 147 and traffic looks a little bit backed up on US 1. I'm over here kind of by Walmart. I'm gonna run in. My mother-in-law, she's asking for some Vicks Vapor Rub so that she can put it on the bottom of her feet. She likes to put on socks over that. She says it helps her sleep better at night. I don't know. Maybe it's an old wives' tale. Not really sure. But listen, traffic is so backed up that we're actually going to make a pit stop over here at McDonald's. I'm going to get a hamburger, and I think a couple of people in the back want some stuff too. But not sure if they're still serving breakfast. Hopefully not. And I tell you what, if they are not, if they have moved on to lunch, I am going to upgrade it to a double today. Accidents and incidents. While we hope that you never have an accident or incident, it is possible. So, in the event that you do, we ask you to do the following: ask dispatch for a landline, get all information from all parties involved, get all information from clients on the bus, ask for a road supervisor, and do not ever, under any circumstance, leave the scene of an accident ever. If it's just a fender bender, you're at a stoplight, and the driver in front of you that you tapped says, hey, go ahead, don't worry about it, go on, it's just a scratch, or there's no damage, we still ask you to call the police. Get an officer to the scene of the accident. And do not ever, 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 ever leave the scene until authorized to do so by emergency personnel. Dispatch will advise you on the next steps. As we conclude our presentation for today on radio protocol, we are going to end with the 5 C's of radio communication. It is important to acknowledge the conditions under which you may find yourself having to transmit information over the radio. Communication can be affected by a number of different conditions. Some of these conditions we may not have control over. But what you do have control over is how you present the information over the airwaves. So, the 5 C's of radio communication are conciseness, be brief, clarity, be clear in your message, confidence, have confidence in the information you are sharing, and control, stay in control of voice inflections, and capability. Practice speaking on the radio to develop your radio capabilities. So remember all of these tools that we've talked about today, discussing client personal information or lack thereof, asking dispatch for a landline, traffic conditions, our response for accidents and incidents, and the 5 C's of radio communication. It is our goal to equip you with the best tools possible to make sure that we are providing the safest, most reliable transportation available. So, use these tools, and moving forward, we will all be better communicators on and off the air. So, signing off, number 147. Good day.